Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Emmanuel. In this tutorial, we'll be designing a sample of the makeup flyer we have on our screen here. If you're an old subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you are new to this channel, kindly hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification icon to get notified whenever we post a new video. Kindly give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's get started. Now the first thing we want to do is to take this up, and we'll hit on the delete button here and we have it up. Next off, we want to go to the three dot here and we'll impute the dimension of our design. I will head on to image size. The dimension for this design is 1748 by 2480 pixels, and that's an A5 flyer, and we'll click on OK. The next thing we want to do is to impute our background. I will head on to the plus icon here, and from our gallery we are going to import a texture that suits this design, and we have it here. Because it's a makeup flyer, we want to use this makeup texture that we have here, so we'll just import it to our design and we'll click on OK. Next thing we want to do is to scale it up so that it fits onto our screen. So we'll just scale it up this way, and we have it nicely. The next thing we want to do is to head on to opacity and want to reduce the opacity down to 50%, and we'll click on OK. Now that we have it there nicely, we are going to import the main subject for this design. So we'll head on to the plus icon here and we'll go to our gallery, and we have it here. So this is the main subject for this design, and we have it here, and we'll place it nicely. So we have it here. We'll scale it down a bit to reduce the size a little bit, and then we'll position it somewhere around here nicely. So the next thing we want to do is to work on this subject that we have here, because if you check the top and the bottom part of the subject, there is a sharp edge and it's making our design to look somehow awkward. So we'll head on to the plus icon here and we'll add a shape. Right, we'll just scale it up like this. We'll scale it up nicely, and then we'll position it somewhere around here. We'll scale it down a bit, and we have it here, and we'll click on OK. Now we'll head on to color, and then we'll change the color for this to an orange color, and then we'll click on OK, and we'll make a duplicate by clicking on copy, and then we'll drag it all the way down, and we'll increase the size a little bit so that we have it this way. Let's bring it down a bit, and then let's bring our subject down a bit, and then we have it there nicely. And then we'll change the color of this from orange to a pink color. So we use this variant of pink, and then we'll click on OK. Now the next thing we want to do is to add the logo for this beauty company or beauty salon. So we'll head on to the plus icon here, and then to our gallery we have a logo, a fictional logo that we have that we'll be using for this design, and then we'll have it here, and we'll select it and we'll just scale it a little bit, scale it down like this. And then we want to flip the face of the subject, so we'll select this flip option and we'll flip it nicely like this, and we'll click on OK. So we have it here, and we want to scale it down a little bit, and then we'll position it somewhere here, and we have it nicely. So the next thing we want to add is the main text, and we'll head on to the plus icon here and we'll head on to text. That text is the name of the beauty salon, so the name is Jane's Makeup. So we'll have the Jane first, and we'll click on OK, and then I will select the text option. I will make a copy, and then we'll select makeup. So we have makeup, and we'll click on OK. So we'll select this, and then we'll head on to text, and we'll head on to the font, and want to change the font of this from this to this font here, railway bold, extra bold. So we'll use this, and then we'll click on OK. So the next thing we want to do is to reduce the spacing between the letters. So we'll just reduce it a little bit like this, and we have it nicely, and we'll click on OK. So let's just delete this because we'll be using the same effect and the same distance. So we'll just copy this again, we'll drag it down, we'll bring it down, and we'll select it, and then we'll type the makeup so that it has that same effect that we're using there. We'll just click on OK, and with this selected, we're going to increase the size to about 60 pixels, and then we have it here nicely. Let's increase it a little bit to 65, and we have it there nicely. So the next thing we want to do to that is to change the color from that to um, this orange color here, and we'll click on OK. Next thing is to select the makeup and change the color from that to a pink color, and then we'll click on OK. So we want to increase the size to about 75 pixels, and we have it somewhere around here. So I think 75 is a little big, so we'll reduce it to 70, and we have it there. So the next thing we want to do is to give it a little shadow so that it pops up a little bit. So we'll just give it a little shadow, and we'll select the gene. I will head on to our shadow. We'll head on to shadow here, and then we'll enable it, and we'll reduce the blur radius all the way to 1 because we don't want it all that much. So reduce it to 1, and we'll select this as well, and shadow, and enable, and we'll reduce the blur radius all the way to 1, and we'll click on OK. So now that we have it nicely, the next thing we want to do is to add the rounded services that she offers, some images for the services she offers. So we'll head on to the plus icon here. I will head on to shapes, and then we'll change this from a square to a circle. I already have this, but I'll just make an example for clarity's sake. So we'll reduce the opacity here, and then we'll increase the stroke to about 6px, and then we'll reduce the size a little bit, and then we'll click on OK. So now that we have it here, we're going to add a texture to it. That's the image we want to display in between it. So we'll head on to texture, and then we'll select an image, and then we have this nice image here. This is what we want to use there. So we'll click on OK. We'll click on OK. Sorry, we don't have to remove the opacity. Let me delete this. We don't have to remove the fill. We don't have to remove the fill because we are putting the image inside, not outside. So we'll just leave it that way, and then we'll head on to texture. We'll head on to texture, and then we'll add a texture to it. Not this. Head on to texture, and then we'll add the image to it. We have it here, and we'll click on OK. So now that we have it here, we'll select the texture again, because if you notice, the lower part of the image has some kind of awkward effect there. So we want the image to be full, so we'll select the texture, and then we'll enable the aspect ratio. So we'll just scale it up a little bit like this, and then we'll click on OK. So the next thing we want to do is to work on the stroke. So we'll enable the stroke, and then we'll change the color of the stroke to this, and we'll increase the stroke to about 4 pixels, and then we'll click on OK. So you can see we have our effect nicely there. So I already have the rest, so I'll just enable the rest so that we don't waste time on this. So I'll just go to where I have them, and then I'll enable them, and then we have them there nicely. So all I need to do is to merge them together. So I select this and I merge together. So I merge them together, and I have them up here nicely. So I'll just scale it down a little bit like this, so I have it. So now I want to add the other services that she offers, like making of nails, tying of this hair tie, and other stuff that she offers. So I already have that type, so I head onto the layer option here, and then I go to where I have it, right, to the services that she offers. So I enable it, and then we have it here. So all I need to do is to position it nicely. All I need to do is position it nicely. So I'll just take it up on top of my layer. I'll just take it up on top of my layer, and I have it there nicely. I have it there nicely. So I'll enable these services, and then I'll take it up also, because I want it to be on top of the rectangle that we have up there. So I'll just take it up. So this is it, our services, and that's the list of the services that she offers. So we want to fix this so that if you check this list of services, is hiding behind the subject. So we want to fix that. So let's look for the layer. So we have the layer here, but we'll just take it up. We'll take it up, and then we'll select it, and then we'll shift it aside a little bit, and we have it like this. And then we'll shift our subject as well a little, so that we have it there nicely. As you can see, our flyer is coming up nicely. So the next thing we want to add is to add the social media handle, and to also add the address and the phone number. And I already have that type just to save time. So I head on to the layer option here, and then I'll scroll down to where I have it, and then I think I have them here. So I'll just enable everything. I'll just make it visible, and then so I'll just merge them together so that I can take them up properly. So I merged them. As you can see, we have it here nicely. So this is the address, but this is totally fictional. So the next thing I want to add is the icon, because this Jane makeup that we have down here is for the social media, while this that we have here is for the address and the phone number. So I would like to add an icon to it. So I'll head on to the plus icon, I'll head on to my gallery, and I already have the icon there. So I'll just add this. I have the Facebook icon here, so I'll scale it up like this, and I click on OK, and then I'll scale it down all the way down like this because I want it small, and I'll come down to positioning here. I'll increase it, and then I will drag it down all the way down. I want to reduce this icon a little bit, so I'll reduce the movement, and then I'll bring it down like this, and I have it here, and I click on OK. So the next thing I want to do is to change the color from that blue that we have there to a black. So I select the color option, I enable it, and then I change the color from blue to black, and I have it there nicely. So the next thing I want to add is the um, location icon. So I head on to my layer. I think I have that location icon here already, so I'll just look for it, and then I'll place it there nicely. So I'll look for it. It's not here, so let me just head on to my gallery, and then go to my gallery, and then I locate the icon that I have. So I have the location icon on my gallery, so I'll just look for it. So I have it here, and then I'll just bring it in and I click on OK. So now that I have it, it's looking big, so I'll just scale it down all the way like this, and then I'll use this positioning option to bring it down, and then to bring it down like this, and then I'll also use this position, and then I'll shift it all the way to this side, all the way. Let me increase the movement, shift it all the way, and then I take it up. So but it's looking a little big, so I will use the zoom option to zoom in so that I'll be able to scale it down properly and position it. So I'll just reduce it a little bit down, and then I would like to position it somewhere around here, and then I have it there nicely, and I'll click on OK. So the next thing I want to do for it is to change the color, and I'm changing it from that to a black, and I click on OK, and I click on the zoom option and I zoom out, and as you can see, our flyer is looking nice and good. So I'll just make a little adjustment to this, and I'll position it over here, and I'll position this over here nicely. So guys, you can see that our flyer is looking nice, and we've come to the end of this tutorial. Guys, kindly support this channel by subscribing, and kindly give this video a thumbs up. You can share your view in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.